When it comes to tech in schools, most districts have a 1-to-1 ratio, a device for every student. So in this 7 News Consumer exclusive, I looked into how upstate schools are monitoring students online, what they're finding, and how those results show an urgent need for parents to consider adding protections at home.
Here's another group. It is called Parenting in a Tech World.
Christy Wagner is one of those former PTA presidents known for being a savvy mom, though she's too humble to admit it.
I cannot keep up with what's going on.
Truth is, she doesn't need to be a tech expert, though her husband is, since they've installed a monitoring program for their teens' devices called Bark. It sends alerts for flag content like bad language, sex, violence, and mental health struggles.
There have been some things that have come up that have caused us to have conversations about, hey, maybe you shouldn't say something like that, or is this person being a good friend, or some things like that.
I can only imagine how helpful that's been.
Yes. And I was talking to a friend the other day about Bark, and when she said she has a friend who it just alerted their family that their child was suicidal, and that's a prime reason to try to get that.
Those types of alerts are not uncommon on school devices, according to Kyle Newton, the assistant superintendent of District 5 in Anderson. He says what districts are learning through monitoring programs should be a wake-up call to parents.
One thing that we've seen not only in Anderson 5 but really across the state is how some of this is trickling down to younger ages. It's things that you maybe used to only see maybe in a middle school, now it's trickling down to 4th and 5th grade. Again, vaping, sharing illicit images, things like that that you typically don't ever associate with an elementary school.
Anderson District 5, along with Greenville County Schools and 23 other districts in South Carolina, use the monitoring program Gaggle, which screens for catchphrases, keywords, and images that are inappropriate or concerning. Gaggle says it saw a 40% increase in serious incident rates last year over the prior school year.
The numbers are alarming. Gaggle says it saw a 51% increase in references to suicide and self-harm, a 152% spike in violent language towards others, and a 224% increase in references to drugs and alcohol.
Up I-85, Director of Technology Donnie Elder says Spartanburg District 3 uses several programs including Cisco Umbrella and Cisco AMP to flag and remove content. But as in any district, where there are virtual private networks, students are keeping IT staff on their toes.
The word travels fast, so as soon as someone finds a VPN that helps them circumvent our firewall possibly, then they let their buddies know, and so we have to act quickly to lock that thing down so that they're not able to get around our protections.
So you've got some students who try to go around the system.
Oh yeah, all day, every day.
And that's why parents like Wagner are wise to use tech to fight the abuse of tech, even with kids they trust.
I don't want to know everything a teenage boy says to his friends, but if we can just have a snippet of the things we need to be aware of, I think that's more helpful.
Which is exactly what the Bark program does. You can also use settings on Google Chrome and YouTube to restrict websites and content from ads. There are also Facebook groups that parents can join to stay up to date on the latest trends and slang. Just look for this story on my page to learn more at WSBA.com/consumer.